Welcome YouTube. I'm now just 1 week out of my first ever men's physique bodybuilding competition, and what a crazy ride it has been so far. And I thought I'd use the time to share a bit about my learnings and my journey so far. One of the questions that I was wondering myself before I even started months ago was, can I actually do it? Will I actually be capable of fulfilling this and making it to the end? And like now 1 week out, I can pretty confidently say, yes, I can, which already is a great learning, because that's one thing that you definitely wonder in advance. Will I actually be able to make it to the finish line? I'm not there yet, but I'm quite confident at this stage. One of the most intense things definitely is the hunger, and I'm thinking about food all the time. I'm craving all kinds of foods, even stuff that I normally don't really like. At the moment, I just want so many things, and I have a quite extensive list of all the things that I want to eat once I'm finished with this competition. So the hunger is definitely a huge aspect, and something that, before you've really experienced that, you just really don't know what it's like. So that's something that you need to experience, you need to go into and see how you will deal with that. But it is something quite massively and quite interesting what it also does to you. It will definitely do lots of things on your mood. So there will be mood swings, there will be times with low energy and things like that. And again, the cravings and the thinking about food constantly. Another learning that I had is that I lost way more weight than I thought. So I started out with almost 90 kilos, and now my stage weight will probably be 75 kilos. So I lost almost 15 kilos. And I wasn't in that bad of a shape before, so I thought I would probably lose around 10 kilos. So I was quite surprised that it is more than I thought. So that's a learning for me, that, and potentially for other people as well, that you might actually, to get into contest shape, that there is more weight that you need to shed than you thought in advance. Another thing that I've learned now that I am in almost contest shape 1 week out is that I feel that I'm a bit light. So for my frame, for my body type and everything like that, I would actually like to be a bit heavier. So for next year, that's definitely one thing that I will work on, to add a few more kilos of muscles onto my frame. Okay, now I give you an insight a bit about my eating. I have an amazing coach. Luby is a great guy. He's been a European champion and has an IFBB Pro card and has prepared me amazingly. And one thing that he came up with is that I have a 5-day cycle that I go through and through, where I eat a different amount of carbs. So in stage 1, it was actually 250 grams a day, 150, 150 and 0. And then there was roughly the first month to already start getting into it. And then almost the rest of the time until peak week, it was a bit tougher. It was 150, 150, 0, 0 grams of carb per day, and then starting from the beginning again. And then every 11th day, I had a refeed day where I was allowed to eat 400 grams of carbs. That was always a feast and amazing and really needed. Generally I was eating around 250 grams of protein per day and roughly around 40 grams of healthy fats a day. So the protein sources were mostly eggs, and I was eating mostly just the egg whites, then chicken and turkey, white fish, lean beef, whey protein, and skyr, which I'm not sure if that's available in your country. It's some kind of thicker and more protein-rich yogurt. I think it's really delicious, and it's a great source, especially of casein. A protein that's really good, especially in the evening, so you have a slow-releasing protein overnight. And the amazing thing about this plan with the 5 days is you have once all the recipes, what you eat every day, just really aiming for hitting your macros every day, and it's different every day. And I feel 5 days eating something different every day is enough variety for me that it doesn't get too boring. After 5 days, then obviously, or the 6th day, you start from the beginning again. But still, it has enough variation that I didn't get bored. It wasn't the same meals every single day for 3 months in a row. It was the same food every 5 or every 6th day. And that made it really sustainable for me. And even exciting. So I was always already looking forward to certain specific meals on specific days. and that was really good for me. When it comes to the sources of carbs, that was a bit simpler. There was mostly really like the classical rice, but also potatoes. And then I had dextrin or dextrose, which is a very fast-acting carb that's especially great around the workouts. When it comes to the fats, and fats are really essential and very, very important, so you never want to go too low with that because it's a lubricant, it's important for digestion, for your body, for so many things, is omega-3, olive oil, coconut oil, but also almonds, peanut butter, linseed. Those were my sources for fat. And then I made sure that every day I was also eating green vegetables. Green vegetables are amazing, like I actually really like them, so also taste-wise it's amazing to have them in the mix. And also for your body to not get too acidic because they're alkaline, it's really important and really good for you to have green vegetables in the mix. What I also started introducing, unfortunately just towards the end of my preparation, is working out with a training partner. I was working out during the whole time with my coach regularly, but I was just like maybe once a week or every other week. It was amazing, super intense, super helpful. But I then also started introducing a training partner that I could work with regularly in my local gym, and that was a game changer for me. Because like just having the training partner alone already makes me personally work out a bit harder. Plus, like you can just do those like 1 or 2 more reps at the end that are really like making a huge difference for me. When it comes to my posing, I started probably seriously practicing 2 months out, and I did at least 10 minutes every day. And I think it's really important to keep practicing that, especially if you're a beginner, because you're not used to it yet. You're not used to like flexing your muscles for a longer period of time. You're not used to the movements yet and everything like that. And even though it's far from perfect, it being my first time, it's definitely something I want to work on more in the future. But it's something that I felt like really the urge to start very early on to be really prepared for the stage. Another advice that I have and something that I did is whatever it is that you need, order it early. So it might be, for example, your posing shorts. I ordered them very early to already practice my posing in those shorts, because then I also have the chance, if I feel at some point, hey, they don't fit properly anymore, or I actually don't like them as much as I thought or anything like that, I still have enough time to send them back, get new ones, get additional ones or whatever. And if you cut it too short, you might be like in a rush, or there might be trouble, and you might have to stick with something that you're not totally happy with. So I highly recommend order stuff early, so you're sure that you definitely have it, that you tried it out, that it works, and that you're ready to go. And then lastly, also a really good tip that I have is start shaving early, because you don't know how you react to shaving, and you actually don't know how to do it unless you've done it before. But I've never shaved certain parts of my body before because there was no need to. But certain like corners, especially like under the arms, for example, are actually quite tricky. Or I was surprised and I cut myself quite a bit at the beginning. So it is something that, similar to your face, when you started shaving your face the first times, you will probably get cuts and stuff. So to practice also that early, how to shave, especially on parts of your body that are a bit like weird angle or whatever, where it's not as easy to reach. Learning that early is super important, that you don't end up like the Grinch in that one scene in the Jim Carrey movie. So practice that early, practice the shaving. You will also see how your body reacts, because at certain spots on my body, I realized that when the hair is growing back, I get kind of like a rash or pimples or whatever, the skin is reacting. So I also wanted to find out what's the perfect moment in time to do the shave, that my skin's not irritated when I'm on stage, but the hair is still not grown back and everything like that. So practicing and getting already experience with that shaving was really vital for me to kind of master it and to be again ready for the stage. So that's it with my main learnings. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope it will help you for your first preparation. And please let me know if I forgot anything, or if there was any learnings that you made during your first preparation. And please like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.